Hi everyone. In today's video, we will know about Amazon DocumentDB. So why it's important, what is the use of Amazon DocumentDB, how easily we can use, and how it helps to manage the NoSQL databases, and it's how it's high availability, durability, and we can access through the APIs and authorize it through the PAM. So let's see the agenda and how it works. So let's one by one. So move to agenda. In this video, we will learn what is Amazon DocumentDB and why it's important, what are the key features of DocumentDB and how it works, and the benefits and the use cases of DocumentDB, and what are the security in AWS DocumentDB. And finally, we will see the demo also, how it works and how can we create the DocumentDB in Amazon in the AWS console, and also how to connect the EC2 instance using the cluster. So after the theory part, we will see the demo also. Let's see one by one. What is Amazon DocumentDB? So basically, we will know the databases we will create using the MySQL or MongoDB or any other databases. So in the Amazon DocumentDB is a fully managed document database service that supports the MongoDB workloads. In this, DocumentDB helps or supports the MongoDB workloads, and it's a fully managed. So with the MongoDB compatibility, it's a fully managed. As a document database, DocumentDB make it easy to store, query and index JSON data. So it's a databases, it's easy to store and the queries and indexes using the JSON data. As a managed service, it takes care of administrative tasks such as hardware provisioning, patching, backups, and scaling. So developer can focus on the building application rather than managing the databases. So it in the data DocumentDB helps to take care of the administrative tasks. So it's provide hardware provisioning, and also it helps to backups and scaling also. We developers can focus on building so instead of managing the database, developer can only focus on the building the application, because it's easily provisioning and patching the backups. So that's why developers can only focus on the building the application. So the DocumentDB is a NoSQL database services. So it's also called as serverless databases. In this, we can easily configure the AWS CLI, and also it support for the document data structure with some compatibility with the MongoDB here. Well, so let us say compatibility of MongoDB. We can easily database services supports the document data structure, and also it's a compute and memory resources for each of your instances up or down. So it helps a lot. So this is the definition of the DocumentDB. The next is why Amazon DocumentDB. So why means it's a cost efficient and also across multiple server without impacting, we can easily perform, and also it's a more availability through in the built-in replications, and it's one of this is a scalable, high performance and fully managed. That's why it's important. So let's one by one. DocumentDB databases offers built-in distribution capabilities. You can scale them horizontally across multiple servers without impacting the performance, so which is cost efficient as well. So moreover, document database provide the fault tolerance and availability through built-in replications. This primary use for using the Amazon DocumentDB, it's take the advantages of fully managed, scalable and high performance databases services, and also it supports the flexible document based data models. So it's a flexible, it supports. And also why it's important means it's a big data application, use it for big data applications and gaming application, and also it's a real-time web and mobile apps. So and also we can easily for online shopping and advertising. So database all in the schools. So that's why it's important for the Amazon DocumentDB. So the next thing is key features of Amazon DocumentDB. It's a database that stores the JSON data and has many key features including. So the databases are stored in JSON data. So the key features including are scalability, performance, automatic indexing, replications, and fully managed. So let's see one by one the key features. Scalability. DocumentDB scales automatically to meet workload demands. It can scale computer resources independently from the storage resources. So DocumentDB automatically meet the workloads demands, and also we can take compute resources independently for the storage resources. The next is performance. So DocumentDB has a flexible document model, data types, and indexing. It also uses in-memory optimized structure for fast query evaluation. So for the fast queries, we can use the performance because it helps a lot. The next is automatic indexing. So automatically create the indexes to improve the query performance. So we don't need to create the index in the manual. It automatically creates the indexes. So the performance also improve. The next is replication. So replicates the data across multiple availability zones to protect against failures. So replications in the multiple availability zones, we can create the replication data. So it helps to protect against the failures. The next is fully managed. It's a fully managed, so you don't need to worry about the database management tasks. Then and also it's a pay as you go pricing model, so you can only pay for the services you use, and also it's a role based access control, so to restrict the access to database actions also. These are all the key features of the AWS DocumentDB: scalability, increase the performance, and automatically indexing, and fully managed. That's why we are not worried about any other data management tasks. So these are all the Amazon DocumentDB key features. So let's move to the next slide, that is benefits of the AWS DocumentDB. The benefits are flexibility, easy of use, compatibility, scalability, built-in security, performance. Let's see the one by one. Flexibility. DocumentDB can store data of different sizes and structures, making it ideal for the complex data. So it can store the data for the different size of the structures. So it's ideal for each complex data. The next is easy of use. So it's easier to use the relational databases, especially for developers who are not familiar with SQL. So it's in the demo part, I will show you how easily we can create who are not using the SQL or not familiar with the SQL. So it's very easy to there create the relational databases. And the next is compatibility. DocumentDB is a MongoDB compatible and can support MongoDB workloads. So in the definition, I was told that it's compatible with the MongoDB. So we can support the MongoDB workloads. The next is built-in security. It provides built-in security as a best practices. So it provides the built-in security. So there is no any theft issues using the security purposes. The next is performance. It's a high performance, especially for processing the large volume of queries. So when we are using large volume of databases or large volume of queries, it provides the high performance. And also it's a continuous backup. That's why DocumentDB provides the continuous backup. We can easily acquire the all data. So which one has deleted accidentally, or we can delete some databases, then we want the data details, we can back up the data. And also it's a indexing, so index capability for efficient query executions, and also it's integrations with other AWS services also. So DocumentDB helps to integrate with the other AWS services. These are all the benefits of the DocumentDB. The next is how DocumentDB works. So it can work based on the three stages, that is cluster based architecture and storage and compute separation and read replicas. In the cluster, data is stored in across multiple instances in the clusters, and also in the storage and compute separations, so scalable storage and compute capacity independently, and read replicas. So it provides the read replicas for scaling the read operations. How it works means, so when you use the Amazon DocumentDB by creating clusters, so cluster consists of 0 or more database instances. And also cluster value manages the data and other instances. So Amazon cluster value is a virtual database storage. So it span among the multiple availability zones. So each zone has a copy of the cluster data. So using the cluster, we can create 0 or more instances. And also the cluster consists of two components. One is a cluster value and the instances. So first it create the main cluster. So under the main cluster, it create the instances. So and also it contain the instances contain the primary instances, replica instances, like that. And and the next read replicas means, so we can easily connect the Amazon DocumentDB cluster endpoint to the replica set. So it made by specifying so it contains the name as a specific replica set name, and we can easily connecting the replica set mode provide the availability to specific the read concern, write concern, and read preference options, like that. So when we are connect the replica set mode, your Amazon DocumentDB cluster appear to your drives and clients as a replica set. So while it has a replica using the drive, the clients can easily go and access through this. So we can easily add it and remove from Amazon DocumentDB cluster or reflected automatically to the set of the configurations. So and also it consists of single replica set with the default name, and the replica set name cannot. So when we are using the read replicas, it can contain set with the default name only, that is RSO. The replica set name cannot be modified. This is how the data DocumentDB works. So first is a cluster based. We can create the clusters. So the cluster contains the instances and the cluster volume. The instances also it contains the serve on 1 and 2 roles, that is primary and replica instance. The next is security in AWS DocumentDB. It provides the security, that is in the encryption or VPC integration and IAM policy. In the encryption, data at rest and in transit are encrypted, and in the VPC integration, it isolates your database within the VPC and the IAM policy. So it controls the access using the AWS identity and access management. So in the encryption, we all know that it provides the transit are encrypted. In the VPC integration, it's isolated your database within the VPC. You can only access. In the IAM policy, it create the access key and security key. We can create the users, so it can access the control the access. So this is all about the Amazon DocumentDB theory part. So let's go and see the demo part, how we create the clusters and also in the cluster under how it can create instances and how to create DynamoDB manually and how it delete it. So let's go and see the demo part.